last few years, we have heard nothing except train breakdowns. And yet, none of those highly paid, brain-dead LTA officials or SMRT officials who are running our train services have been fired. If Lee Kuan Yew were alive, he would have sent them to the Whitley detention camp and put them there forever. You know, you boys at SMRT and LTA are lucky that I do not travel by train, or I will definitely find an answer. I'll come to your office and give you one tight slap, because all you highly paid fellas sitting there and causing all these people to be late, causing all this misery, and not even having buses to pick them up and so forth, and forcing them to go into an expensive taxi. Orchard Road, no matter what you do, you ain't gonna save it. Reduce your rentals, make things cheaper. Finally, a dedicated lane for cyclists in Changi East. We should have done that long ago. We should extend that to all over Singapore. Our planners should seriously be the ones, together with our ministers, permsec, civil servants, etc., ride a bicycle, take the MRT, take a bus and walk. And you can see our facilities will improve tremendously. Ngee Ann Poly is finally launching a campaign to make it disabled friendly. But we are such a developed country. Why only now? The hot meals and convenience goods shop at the Void Deck is being removed. I think they are wonderful. They keep some person who's not so well educated and cannot become a minister to be employed. They also have a free security guard, and this person will know all the kids there and all the perverts there and all the whatever. So you have a free security guard. Everyone is concerned about GDP growth, about reskilling, about retraining, because the economy is dying. But our Prime Minister has a very good suggestion. He thinks that if all of us pull together, workers, employers, managers, professionals, as well as foremen and rank and file, if we all sacrifice equally, highlight sacrifice equally, things will be all right. But you notice the absence of government, civil servants, politicians making the sacrifice. Is you and me and our dogs named Boo. Finally, we have a young person, no less than a minister, Desmond Lee, who has heritage at heart. He sees merit in heritage, in nature, instead of every piece of our land being plastered with a condominium, with a shopping centre or an office block. I can fully understand the pain when relatives have a squabble, especially when blood relatives are involved. So PM, my advice to you, please take a sabbatical and go and settle your personal affairs. And the President of Singapore should do his job and appoint a committee that is made up of honest people instead of smart asses. And now, my dear darling Prime Minister, I have already told you, no need to apologize again and again. Your apology is accepted. We know these kind of things happen, but what you should do is stop talking about it anymore and tell your brother and sister to also shut up and settle this in your own office or with your lawyers. A committee should be set up by the President of independent people, not cronies or slaves of the regime. Parliament is not the place to settle this private issue. Making charities more transparent, I totally agree with this. But why only stop at charities? What about government? So that things like nepotism, corruption, unchallenged habits will not form. If you don't know how, look at Operation Hope Foundation's Robert Key showing the way. He said something very wonderful. It is impossible to run a charity based on honesty. The system must instead prevent dishonesty. So yes, make charities, make government, make religion, religious organizations, make everything more transparent. Business Times headlines, our Prime Minister telling us to protect Singapore's legacy of corruption-free system. We do not have a totally corruption-free system, Mr. Prime Minister. If you open to the inside of the Business Times, you will see the story about FAS and how corrupted they are. Look at the two ex-Spring Singapore staff, also corrupted. I'm sure some of you will recall this big ST Marine case where several executives were charged for corruptly paying 30 million as entertainment expenses.
I swear to God.
I'm told by younger people that he does it because he wants to become famous, because he films this and puts it on the internet and he thinks he becomes famous. Now, my suggestion is, let's cane this little bastard, right? Let's expose his ass on internet so he will think twice about doing it again, and all the little smart asses will think twice, because to me, caning them and putting their asses on the internet will make them think twice about becoming famous. This big controversy about why this guy was hanged and the other guy was not hanged, well, as far as I'm concerned, all drug traffickers should be hanged. As soon as the case is clear and they did traffic drugs, hang them. Do we need an ethnically reserved presidential election? Oh, Singapore will not need the racially reserved presidency when Singaporeans are race blind and all underlying unrelated tensions no longer exist. We started SAP schools, we started speaking Mandarin, we started putting a ratio on the where people live. We started only poor cannot live together in an enclave. All the rich people in one area is okay. We started GRC. Over the past 50 years, with all this is my country, this is my song, it has become worse. Everybody is so conscious of who they are, what they are, and people are so segregated that they begin to realize that they are of different race and color, etc. And that is why we feel so racially divided. And let's get back to basic. We are all Singaporeans. Picking up a third language can firm up bonds between Singaporeans. You know, I speak Cantonese, Hokkien, Malay, Teochew, Hindi, and a little bit of English, because we grew up in a country where everybody could communicate with each other. Then we had this all Chinese should speak Mandarin, get rid of dialects, who removed Malay as a linked language, and so now nobody can speak Malay. We are surrounded by Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, and Bahasa is their basic language. But we cannot speak Bahasa. Why did we have to destroy all that beautiful language ability among our citizens and now go back to square one and try to tell people to pick up a third language? My favorite part of the program, to talk about the government. You know the government? They are setting up a new center for all ethnic self-help groups to conduct programs. I have suggested this 100 years ago because when Sinda approached me to help the Indians, I told them I am not an Indian. So they wrote a letter to me and said, "Dear fellow Indian Singaporean." So I wrote back and said, "Dear donkey, I'm not a fellow and I'm not an Indian Singaporean. I am a Singaporean." Right? If I must help the Indians, what about my Malay driver and my Chinese secretary? Should I help them too or not? So I'm very happy they're finally cutting out this crap of racial profiling. So why are we harping always on this Singaporean Chinese, Singaporean Malay, Singaporean Indian? I'm not Indian and I'm not Chinese. I am a Singaporean. Give me a break. I am Singaporean. And when you are born in Singapore, they are Singaporean. Singaporeans. When you come from another country, you are an immigrant. You're not a Singaporean, but your children will be Singaporean. So all those who are born in Singapore, please call us Singaporeans. When you ask the Malaysian, what are you? They will not say I'm Chinese or Malaysian Chinese. They say I am Malaysian. So we should just say we are Singaporeans. Cut out the racial discrimination. So thank you once again for watching my show. Please subscribe and please continue sending in your comments. We always love to hear from you.